back. My first guest tonight is an Academy Award-winning actor who has appeared in over 40 films, including The Deer Hunter, True Romance, and Sleepy Hollow. His latest, The Opportunists, opens August 11th in select cities. Please welcome very cool guy, Christopher Walken. Thank you so much for coming back.
Thanks.
You've got to be excited about Mr. T.
I am. No, I just said hello to him.
Yeah, nice guy?
Oh, yeah.
Haven't met him yet.
Oh, yeah.
Did he say, pity the fool?
No, we had a nice chat.
You've taken all the excitement out of this Mr. T segment. I've had everyone to a fever pitch about this. You're like, we had a nice chat. Some tea and crumpets, maybe?
Yes, yes.
Well, speaking of which, I should mention, on the subject of food, we didn't get to talk about this last time you were on the show. It surprised me a bit, because in so many of your films, you're very intimidating. You can be a scary, quirky guy on film, and yet you have this passion, this love of cooking, don't you, in real life?
I do.
You're the only man I know who can get a laugh on, I do.
My father had a bakery. I grew up around cooking, and I do like to cook.
And you thought, I've read that you have thought about doing a cooking show. Cooking with Christopher Walken. Is this true?
Yes, I did a cooking show, and it was good. I did one for Bravo. It was just one episode. But I'm thinking of getting those little cameras and putting them in my kitchen and going on the internet.
And just filming you cooking, are you intimidating and at all when you cook? Do you bring that famous Christopher Walken energy into your cooking?
No, I think I think it would be great because it wouldn't need any preparation. Just go do it. All I'd need was groceries, really. And I could get one of those patter books, you know, maybe Henny Youngman, you know, just gags. I could cook and do gags.
You want to cook and do jokes at the same time.
And maybe I could have a telephone, it'd be a psychic hotline, you know. People could call me, I could give them advice.
Yeah. You're scaring me now. You, now you like jokes. You dreamed about being a stand-up comic, is that right? I
did. When I was a kid, I used to go to see to the clubs downtown in the village and all to see the stand-up comics. I've always been amazed by that.
Did you ever try it? I'm just trying to picture you on stage telling jokes.
I haven't. I'd have to have a lot of good jokes. Maybe somebody out there can send them.
Trust me, I wish I knew these people, yeah.
I've seen it, you know, I've seen Rodney Dangerfield and Henny Youngman and people stand there for an hour and just tell jokes, and it's wonderful.
Now, do you have a joke in mind? Let's see. Yeah, maybe you have a joke and we could hear you. I want to hear Chris Walken tell a joke. Do you have one?
Well, there's my joke. The duck walks into the drugstore and he says, "I'd like some lip gloss." And the guy says, "Is it cash or charge?" And he says, "Put it on my bill." You know that one.
That was good.
If I did
so far, that's the biggest laugh tonight.
If I did a cooking show, I could say things like, you know, like, "Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball," you know.
While holding a cup of water? That would be a pretty surreal show. Now, people love to imitate you. People love to imitate your way of speaking. And I understand that you actually, even going back to the time when you were a child, you had a lifelong battle against punctuation.
I did.
You don't believe in punctuation.
Well, not for me.
You don't like commas? You don't like periods?
Maybe it was the way it was taught when I was a kid. I don't know, but I remember grammar school. You know, you learned how to sentences and things, and it was always where to put the period and the comma and stuff, and especially capitals. You know, what was capitalized and what was small. And I just refuse to do that to this day. There were certain words that
See, I thought you were done. I went to go in, but no, there was more.
Right.
Certain words, it's just...
Yeah, capitalized or made small. You know, it's arbitrary to me, and I would just avoid it.
You just avoid it. Because sometimes I know that you give readings to things in movies that are just so unique. No one else could give a reading like that.
Well, you have to cross that stuff out. In movies, in scripts, sometimes it says, you know, you'll have a line, I don't know, whatever it is, and it says, he says wistfully, or he says happily, or he laughs, and I always cross that out.
It seems to be working for you. It's very captivating. Now, speaking of the world of film and the world of television, your wife, Georgianne, am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yes.
Georgianne, I didn't know this, but she's the woman that cast the TV show The Sopranos, which everyone says is the greatest casting done for TV in a long time.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
So, have you ever said to her, get me a part on The Sopranos? Because we were thinking about it, you would make a great sort of Irish Westie, you know, a member of an Irish gang on the West Side. Wouldn't you be terrific doing that?
And Conan, you too.
I could be in it too?
Definitely.
As what, as Corky, your pal?
We could be partners. You know that
You'd be like, let's go kill some people, and I'd be like, yeah, let's go kill people. I give a thumbs up, you know?
But you know the thing that you do with your scalp?
Which thing?
You know, you can move it.
Oh, you've seen the show? Okay, yeah. I do this, yeah.
But every time you were going to do something...
Wait, I'm not done. Now I'm done. See, I didn't put a period there either.
But every time you were going to do something, you know, awful...
That was, okay, I think I was going to, like...
You could do that.
I could do that just before I strangled
that, and then
someone.
people would go, oh...
Wow, that would really ruin a show everyone loves, The Sopranos. Now, you have a new movie out, The Opportunists.
Yes.
What can you tell us about this film? You play a criminal in this film.
Well,
or not.
He's a safe cracker. It's a kind of victimless crime.
No, it's not a victimless crime. What about the guy who owns the safe with all the money in it?
But yeah, that's the hitch. But I'm trying to, you know, straighten my life out, and it's a nice part for me because I play a man with a family and children, and he is a safe cracker, but.
Now you're listening to yourself and going, what? I'll ask you about something before we go. I read that, and it may be a rumor, but I read that you try and do a little jig in every movie that you do. You try and work in somewhere a little tiny dance move or a jig, and then it's your own personal thing that you do, sort of like is there any truth to that?
Yes. When I was... For a long time, I was in musicals. That's my background, really, musical comedy. And it's true. I seem to slip a little homage to Broadway into a lot of things. It's wrong of me. It's naughty.
Do you ever force it into a role that doesn't call for it? Like,
yes.
I'm going to kill you. Now, back to killing you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's unprofessional.
It's unprofessional.
It's not right. It's not fair to the writer, you know.
But you don't care.
I do it.
You do it anyway. The Opportunists, where I'm sure there's a jig in there somewhere, yes? Strangest reaction I've ever had yet. The Opportunist opens August 11th in select cities, and you know what? I love it when you come on the show. It's a real treat for all of us.
Too.
Thank you very much. Christopher Walken, everybody. Mr. T coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.